This is fight number 4 of the Riches Gauntlet, and I don't know if I said that there were 7 of them before, or maybe not. I thought there were 7 at least, but I remembered wrong. There are only 6. So, yeah, I may surprise some of you by saying this, but I am, in fact, not infallible. Oh, great, and we started this off with one of the most overestimated Pokemon ever. I wonder if it has what makes it so overestimated to begin with. I'm gonna give it a free turn with Fly to see that. Yep! It's got Power Trick. This is officially a Suckle, as I like to call Power Trick Shuckle. You know what really sucks about this thing is that it's still incredibly slow, even after using Power Trick. So, you'd think maybe use it with Trick Room support in order to make it super strong and super fast. But Trick Room lasts 5 turns, so let's make the count. First turn, you use Trick Room. Second turn, you switch out. Third turn, you use Power Trick. Then that leaves you with only 2 turns to wreak havoc with whatever moves you have. And that's just not enough, especially considering the risk. For instance, well, if you get hit by any kind of physical attack on the turn where you use Trick Room, you're dead. You're dead already. So, it just doesn't work. And by that I mean any physical attack at all. Like, I'm pretty sure a tackle from a Caterpie could kill a Shuckle after using Power Trick. So, no, it's just a bad idea all around. Just like using Shuckle, it's funny how they keep giving it more and more moves to try and make it usable, and every time they fail miserably. And also every time you get people saying, "Oh, Shuckle doesn't suck, it's because you're not using it properly." Yeah, sure. Sure, because using Shuckle properly means a huge amount of setup just for 2 turns of carnage that you're not even certain to unleash because your physical defense suddenly becomes utter crap. And don't say a damn thing about Sturdy, because it's going to be broken by either hazards or by the attack you're going to take on the switch in. So Sturdy on Shuckle isn't going to last the whole battle anyway. Anyway, trainer number 4 went down, so I'm going to stop recording for now, and I guess I'm going to start again tomorrow for battle number 5 of the Riches Gauntlet. And we are back with battle number 5 of the Riches Gauntlet. And since the levels keep going up and there are more and more team members that are fully evolved at this point, well, this should be a fairly interesting battle, to be honest. Oh, crap! Look at what I send out as the lead. Dragonite against Weavile. That's probably the single worst matchup possible. So let's just get out of dodge and go with Mienshao instead. Man, that was unfortunate. So it's going to be using Night Slash? Does it not have Ice Punch or Ice Shard or anything like that? Like, at all? Why is it spamming Night Slash on something it's not very effective against? Why? This is just embarrassing at this point. Does it not have an Ice move at all? Oh, anyway, Kingdraw, I guess Dragonite is going to be able to outspeed since, well, I still have somewhat of a level advantage, and Kingdraw really needs Rain. It's not exactly a slow poke, but it really needs Rain in order to do anything in terms of speed, but apparently that was a bad decision, and I barely hang on with 7 HP. Maybe I should have gone with, like, Zekrom instead, since it's faster, though not all that much, really. But, yeah, the reason why Dragonite was already down at half health was because, well, I got surprised. I decided to send it out against that Kangaskhan in the 3rd fight, I think. And I got surprised by a surprise outrage. So, yeah, lots of surprise going around. I definitely didn't expect that. And I mean, with there was an outrage move tutor, so it gets sort of hard to keep track of, you know, what learns outrage and what doesn't, considering the fact that, oh great, Inferno connects, so now I'm sure to get burned. But yeah, a lot of stuff can use outrage, but on the competitive scene, barely anything that is not dragon. Basically, you need to be dragon in order to use outrage decently, because of the fact that, well, if you're using dragon moves as coverage moves, well, you've got a problem, because while dragon is outstanding in terms of neutral coverage, the fact remains that it's still only super effective against itself, meaning that anything with an ice move will be better served by using that ice move instead of a dragon move for coverage purposes. And guess who's the dumbass who set up Sandstorm earlier in the fight for for an Excadrill? So it's either going to have Sand Force or Sand Rush. Either way, I'm in trouble here. It's probably Sand Force, because if it had Sand Rush, I never would have gone first. Ever! And down goes Excadrill, and I really don't want to think of the amount of horrible damage I would have taken had this thing had Sand Rush. But I was safe, and that's really all that matters. So, next time, the final fight against the Riches. And this guy is pretty pissy, I gotta say. And, yeah, you're an asshole. I am going to beat you so hard. And something that I've noticed, I went to look after the Weavile debacle last time, and it does not have any ice moves, so my Dragonite would have had free reign to utterly destroy it instead of chickening out and switching out. I could have done that, but that doesn't mean I should have, because you gotta be safe when you don't know the opponent's set. You always gotta assume that Weavile has an ice move. And something that I noticed about the Riches lineups is that the movesets of the Pokemon are the same movesets that they would have if they were wild Pokemon, meaning that it's the last 4 moves that they learn in the level up list before the level they are at. So this is why that Weavile didn't have any ice moves. Now, while most Pokemon in this gauntlet still have a quasi-acceptable movesets, there's one that this guy has that is anything but. His Haxorus. You want to know what moves it has? It's got Swords Dance, but no physical moves. A Haxorus with no physical moves. Can you imagine that? And then it's got Swords Dance, which it has no use for. Guillotine, which won't work because my level's higher. It's got Taunt, which, well, all that means is, you want another Dragon Claw to the face? Coming right up! And here's the Haxorus, and its final move is Dragon Pulse, which is its only way of doing anything whatsoever to me. Dragon Pulse off of whatever miserable, and it doesn't even go for that. It goes for Swords Dance despite not having any physical moves to speak of. This is, wow, this is just embarrassing. And, yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember what kind of special attack Haxorus has, but I don't think it's anything to write home about. So, yeah, worst Haxorus ever. If you want to see a real Haxorus giving me real trouble, and I think it's at the same level, no less, I'm going to be fighting Sharon for the last time in a couple videos. So you're going to see what Haxorus can really do. But this is just embarrassing. It's... I would go as far as to say this is worse than the special sweeping Aggron of Doom. In fact, there's only one set that I can think of that belongs to a trainer, not necessarily in the wild, that is worse, and I'm talking about Brawly's Meditite in Emerald. It's the thing that only has Focus Punch as an attacking move, so as long as you keep using offensive moves and connecting with them, you are guaranteed to not take any damage whatsoever. Of course, there's the fact that it's a dual screener, which might mean trouble if it's got another Pokemon left, but otherwise that Meditite is free experience for whatever level 7 that you want to raise, and you're going to be safe using it against it. And you know this Haxorus is bad when I start comparing it to Brawly's Meditite. That is just... wow, I don't know what the game designers were thinking there, but anyway, I managed to take down Miles, and he's... well, at least he ate a slice of humble pie, but that thing... this is ridiculous! I thought he was going to be throwing a tantrum, but I guess not. So thus ends the Riches Gauntlet. And I am back where I left off at the Abundant Shrine last time. Well, not necessarily last time I recorded, but last time that I actually uploaded something. I left off here. So, little bit of news concerning whatever you want to call that thing that was revealed last Saturday. As it turns out, there's a 99.999% chance that it's going to be an alternate form of Mewtwo, and not something like Mew 3 or something like that. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you check Cerebee's Generation 6 Pokemon page, he says that according to the poster that was leaked last week, it refers to that thing as Mewtwo's Eclair form. Of course, it's probably not referring to the pastry, for all that it would be absolutely amazing if Mewtwo got a form change through eating pastries, but rather it would refer to the French word for lightning, which would make a lot more sense. Now, you may have noticed that Cerebee and Bulbagarden and just about everyone, they're being really cautious. They don't want to say outright that it's a new form, because all we have to go on is a poster that was leaked. We haven't seen the poster being made public yet, but let's be honest here. How can that poster be fake? Because it would imply someone accurately predicting not only this new form's existence, which already would be tremendous, because I don't think anyone saw that coming. Honestly, if you thought Mewtwo was going to get an alternate form in Generation 6, if you say that, I'm not going to believe you. So not only would the person who made this have to have predicted the fact that it would exist, but also its appearance. And given the amount of appearances an alternate form of Mewtwo could have, which is, well, damn near infinite, it's pretty safe to say that this poster is legit, as is the caption on it, and this is Mewtwo's Eclair form, at least in Japanese, because there's no telling how it's going to be called in English. I honestly don't think they're going to keep it that way, because, you know, whenever anyone hears that, they're going to think of the pastry called Eclair and not the French word for lightning, because, well, I'm mostly speaking for American audiences here, but I would not expect many people in America to understand French. Of course, maybe a little more in Canada, especially since, well, we're officially bilingual, even though, in fact, it's another matter entirely, but on paper, we're bilingual at least. But yeah, those are the news for today. If you check out my blog, you've probably known this for a couple days, but otherwise, this may be the first you've heard of it, especially since that bit of data is hidden rather deep on Cerebee's website. Heck, I didn't find out about it myself, it's someone else who told me, just to give you an idea. So, that's going to be the end for today, so this time, we're going to complete the Abundant Shrine.